When I was a youngin, roughly about 13 years old, I had my worst nightmare ever. Like, I just had a nightmare, and it's my most vivid one so far and my most terrifying one. Oh. Let me tell you my most terrible nightmare. So basically, in this nightmare, I woke up in a completely white room. It was like one of those rooms that they put for insane people. But anyways, okay. Yeah, so I woke up in a white room, the one that they put insane people into, and I was wearing white pajamas. Just completely white pajamas. And I was wearing... No. I wasn't wearing anything other than that. I woke up on a prison type of bed, a prison style type of bed, but it was completely white. So everything in that room was white except my skin color, basically. And with nothing else left to do, I decided to start tugging the turkey. And when it was time to unleash, so to speak, blood came out instead of what should come out. And, you know, I was scared, so I decided to... What did I decide to do? I decided to see if I could plug the hole or something. Like, I tried to cover it to stop the blood from coming out, but it didn't work. There was more and more blood. And soon, it was like a hose of blood was just spraying out of my tool, out of my weapon, out of my shaft. So it was like a hose, like I said, and soon it started to cover the walls, and this whole time, my heart is just jumping out of my throat and stuff. It was really scary, like I said. Imagine if you wake up, you're in a white room, and then your things start shooting out blood like that. That's very scary, okay? And so it started to cover the walls until there was nothing else left to be covered, and all that was left to cover was volume. So soon it started to fill up the room, very slowly though. And once it filled up the whole room, I drowned in my own blood, which came out of my penis, and I basically died in my dream. And I woke up in a very cold sweat with a double check that day to see if my pee-pee still works. Luckily it still does, but it is definitely my most vivid and most horrifying dream in my life. Would I ever wish that upon someone? Debatable, depends on how much I dislike them. But I know for a fact that I'd never want to relive that experience again. Because like I said, it was my most horrifying dream ever.